Hey guys, what's up? Scottish Duck here once again. Right, time for a collection update. Yeah. Let's get right into this. Okay, first things first, I wanted to do a video on this as soon as I got it, but I had to change cameras. This is actually what led me to buy the current camera I have. But yeah, I got this. A 3DS, a Cosmo Aqua Blue thing. Yeah, it's Aqua Blue, isn't it? Yeah, I think it is. I have a 3DS, and you can see me. Now, do I recommend the 3DS? Absolutely fucking not. This thing is useless right now. There is nothing out for it, and it doesn't even do anything, because Nintendo can't be arsed to include it in the package. When you buy it, they're waiting for a bunch of firmware updates to complete it, and it's quite... I quite hate that aspect of it. I mean, I'm sure it's going to get better as it goes on, you know, as does every console, but yeah, we'll see. Alright, I currently have two DS games. First one is a Rayman 3D, which, you know, is just the same as the game I fell in love with all these years, but it's in 3D. Holy shit. But yeah, the 3D kinda sucks, you know, it's not as it doesn't really hit you or leave an impression on it. Plus, it's a pretty shitty port as well. There's some sound issues, some frame rate issues. It doesn't look as good as the Dreamcast version, in my honest opinion. I don't know, really disappointing port of Rayman 2, to be honest. And also, Monkey Ball 3D. This is terrible. Well, it's got some good things to it, allow me to explain, right. It's actually got... Oh crap, this is open now. But yeah, some of you will know that Super Monkey Ball 3D has 3 games in one. It's got traditional Monkey Ball, I think it says here, traditional Monkey Ball, a terrible Smash Brothers ripoff, and a terrible Mario Kart ripoff. Seriously, if you find fun in those two modes other than traditional Monkey Ball, right, you're crazy. You're crazy. They suck. But yeah, the Monkey Ball itself is kind of disappointing as well, because there's 70 levels, but it's far too easy. You know, there's not much challenge to it, which kind of sucks if you ask me. But there's some good things to say about it. The 3D is fantastic, you know, it really makes me a believer in 3D gaming, to be honest. You know, Monkey Ball seems to be a really good fit for 3D. And the accelerometer controls, you can actually do it with the motion tilting. You can't play it in 3D like that, but it still is quite good to play it. But yeah, overall this is disappointing, but I really want a sequel, you know, with the good 3D and the good accelerometer controls. You know, Sega, I think you could do some good with that. Okay. Here we have a Mario Party Advance. This actually showed up on my windowsill because my mum, which you just saw there actually, she was cleaning up my sister's room. We're actually renovating the house right now, and she found this under my sister's bed or something. And she found a few games actually, but most of them were really shit stuff I wouldn't really be bothered owning. But this seems credible enough to own, Mario Party Advance, so I thought, fuck it, I'll have it. Okay, next, not really gaming related, I just bought this today actually, but it's Professor Layton and the Eternal Diva. This is the film based off the Professor Layton franchise. It's weird, I kind of wanted to own this, but I really wouldn't call myself a Professor Layton fan. I think the games are really overrated, in all honesty. I actually downloaded all of them, like a pirate, I know, and I wasn't blown away at all, to be honest. I played through them and I did enjoy them to an extent, but not enough to really warrant buying them. Not to mention, you know, the games are always on the expensive side. Nintendo doesn't like to lower the price of that. With that said, when the 3DS Professor Layton comes out, I probably will buy it, and I want to give this a watch, you know, it should be quite good. Okay. Halo Reach, it's still in its cellophane. I actually bought this when it first came out, but I got about a couple hours into it, then I wanted to trade it in. Well, actually I sold it to a friend for almost no loss in profit. I don't know what it was, but it just didn't capture me then, you know. I'm not downfalling Halo. I think I've said before in multiple videos, you know, I don't diss Halo at all. I respect Halo greatly, but it's not really something I'm that into. So, I've got it again now. I got it for cheap, so yeah. I'll be giving it another try. Right. Portal 2 just came out. Really enjoyed this. I've already beaten it. Doesn't leave as big an impact as the original Portal, but mind you, that's pretty much impossible, isn't it? Either way, this was still the same great puzzle game. I've yet to play it in co-op, actually. I've got a friend who's going to be playing it with me, and I really can't wait for that. That's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, Portal 2, what can I say? It's awesome. Right. This came out on the same day. Conduit 2. Now, a lot of you know I was actually quite a big fan of the first Conduit, despite, you know, the mixed reviews you get. I've only gone a couple hours in. What I'll say about it is that it looks better, you know. The Conduit was one of the Wii's best looking games, at least in a technical sense. The Wii Motion Plus that they've added doesn't do a whole lot to change the controls, but mind you, the controls were really good in the first place, so that doesn't really matter. And also, John St. John now voices Michael Ford. He's the guy that does Big the Cat and Duke Nukem Forever, and I don't know, it kind of feels like they're trying to make this game something it's not, you know. But either way, I am enjoying this, you know. Like I said, I like the first one, and I'm quite glad I picked this up. Okay. Oh my! I got this for £5, okay, this is X-Blades. This is the worst hack and slasher you will ever play. It's terrible, I bought it on a whim, it's bad. But yeah, whatever. I don't care. Anyway, next game. Sly Trilogy. Now, I already did a video on this, Sly Rocks, you know, so there's not really much to say, but yeah, overall, this is definitely a great package, and I highly recommend you guys pick this up if you've never even played the Sly games. They are completely worth playing. I totally did not notice their grace for a very long time, but now I do, and I love Sly now. But yeah, seriously, really good package, this. Okay. Tales of Symphonia, Dawn of the New World, or Tales of Symphonia 2. I wasn't too keen on this when it first came out, because, I mean, I've played 2 Tales of Symphonia games in my life. That's Tales of Vesperia and Tales of Symphonia, and I'm really not that into them. Oh, yeah, my batteries ran out. Anyway, but yeah, similar to Professor Layton, you know, I play the games and I beat them, but I don't necessarily finish them with the best taste in my mouth, if you know what I mean. I mean, the Tales of games, you know, they're great RPGs, obviously, but I just find them to be so fucking long, and they really lose their zest as it goes on, you know? And it feels like more of a chore than it does an actual game. Mind you, a lot of RPGs, really long Japanese RPGs, do feel like that, but I think the Tales of games is especially guilty. Not to mention, this particular game wasn't really that well received, and even some of my friends who were really into the Tales of games weren't that pleased with this one, you know. I was actually, let me think. Yeah, Tales of Graces is coming out for PS3. That was another Tales of game on the Wii that was released in Japan, and they ported it to PS3. Funnily enough, the Wii version isn't coming out, but the PS3 version is. I'll buy that, you know. Yeah, it really is weird how I feel that way towards, you know, certain games. You know, I play them, I don't necessarily enjoy them, but I'll still buy them. I'm weird, aren't I? But yeah, Tales of Symphonia 2, I'll probably give this a try at some point, but either way, I've got it now. MotorStorm Apocalypse. You may remember in one of my last collection updates I talked about MotorStorm Pacific Rift. I'd actually intended to talk about this game in that particular collection update, but this actually got delayed since the whole game takes place in a city with an earthquake, and Sony pushed it back, you know, because of the disaster in Japan. But yeah, I gotta say, I'm kinda disappointed by this, I really am. They really took away what I liked about MotorStorm, and it's a really generic racing game, you know. They've actually added a story that's shit, and the environments are all grey. They look nice, but they're all grey and brown and lack of colour, and it's not as epic. I guess the thought of a racing game within an earthquake does actually sound quite epic, but I preferred, you know, the grey environments from the Pacific Rift, to be honest. Overall, it's a solid game. I'm not going to diss it, but it's not really what I wanted, to be honest, but what am I going to say? Like I said, Pacific Rift, one of my favourite PS3 games, and this, not so much. And lastly, we have Disgaea Hour of Darkness. I'm going to try and get into these games now, actually, because I've got Disgaea 3 for PS3. They're sort of, you know, grid-based strategy. I'm not usually into strategy, but as far as grid-based games go, I'm willing to give it a try, because that's what Popolicrois was like, you know, which is one of my favourite Japanese RPGs. So yeah, we'll see. This is my current Japanese RPG, but I'm just sort of trying to get myself into the mood to start it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Shite batteries. Right, but yeah, that's that, guys. That's this for this collection update and shit. See you after. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.